other than Big Sean. What's up, Sean? How'd you feel about the day's victory and what transpired in the city of Baltimore?
Man, what a big win, bro. That was huge. The running back showed up and played strong, man. That's what I wanted to see.
No doubt, muddy, nasty, rainy, just gross. We were supposed to get a lot of snow, so thankfully that didn't happen. I'll give you the weatherman breakdown later with that. But Corey, what's up? Isn't that your sister, Sean?
Hey, yeah, there's my sister. What's up, Corey?
Say hi to your sister. What's up, Nova? Biz, what's up? Yes, a big win. Nova Racer, woohoo. And we don't call Nova Racer Nova anymore. We call him Scoops. So he's the man now. He was on a couple other shows and he was talking back and forth. But anyway, guys, let's get back to what we are here for, and that is a Pittsburgh Steelers victory, setting them up for a possible playoff spot. And that is all we could ask for. The loss of TJ Watt, guys, could prove to be very, very, very bad for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it might be too much to overcome. What do you think about that injury, Sean, before we really dive into this football game? What would you think about having the loss of TJ Watt and what that would mean for this defense?
Well, it would be a significant loss for Pittsburgh. The guy's a huge, impactful player. Well, I'm just hoping it's nothing too major, and hopefully he'll be back by next week, or even if we get another shot into another week after that. But we got players that are ready to step up, like Herbig. That guy's awesome. Put him in there. That guy's a game changer. And
Yeah.
we're just gonna have to see who's the next guy ready to step up.
Yeah, next man up syndrome, man. It's been a reoccurring theme for this defense. That was just a freak thing of what happened. Yeah, just bad luck. We'll talk about that further as we get more developments. I do actually have all my computers and stuff up and running today, so hopefully I'll get like updates and things while we are moving on. But he was able to walk off the field on it with his own power, so that's a encouraging sign moving forward. Let's get to some of the chat here. JD, what's up? We got like 5 inches already of snow. Nova, that's crazy. Yeah, Nova Racer. What was that play calling in the second and third quarter? I don't like that either.
Right.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Sean? Do you think they were going a little bit too conservative in the rain? Do you think they should have let Mason at least try to get to George Pickens at least one time? That's a big story.
I was hoping they'd be a little bit more aggressive myself. They weren't really trying to attack downfield. I understand it's a wet game and people were fumbling the ball all over the place, but you got to at least try. And I kept seeing them throw these pitches to the outside, trying to beat the edges. And those running backs can't get a good grip, on that turf and try to turn upfield. You got to run upfield. And I didn't like the play
Yeah.
calling either.
Yeah, and they kept attacking the edges. And when they're not working in the rain, you can't get your foot in the ground and turn it up. And the Baltimore Ravens were just loading up on that. I mean, come on, and when it's not working time after time, and I understand you got to keep that defensive honest. But like you were saying during the game, Sean, run it up the damn middle. Just power it up in there. I mean, that's what it is. Let's get to some of these stats. Mason Rudolph, 18 of 20 for 152 yards and a touchdown. That big one to Deontay Johnson. What do you think about DJ's performance today, Sean? What do you think about how he stepped up after being a contributor the last 2 weeks, but not having that big game? And what do you think about that big touchdown and what DJ was able to do today in the wet and rain and nastiness of Baltimore?
That was the play that won us this game today. And honestly, I was hoping to see our defense make that big play for us, which never happened. But that was the play that won us the game. And DJ really stepped up when we needed him the most.
Yeah,
And,
four
my hat's
catches,
off.
89 yards. Sorry, I was giving you his stats. 4 catches, 89 yards, 1 touchdown. Go ahead. What were you saying now?
Yeah, just that he really stepped up today. And he was a huge part of why we got this win today. It was all on Deontay Johnson. I don't know why they weren't going to Pickens, bro.
I don't know either. George Pickens has probably never played in a football game in his entire life where they didn't throw in the ball at least once. He got that carry, got that big first down that kept the chains moving there, and that was a big play. But for him to be non-existent like that, and I will say this, I've rode George Pickens when he's acted like a fool and acted childish when he wasn't involved. But George Pickens today stepped up in a big, big way. He wasn't involved, and you never seen him pout. You never seen him act stupid. He did an excellent job today, and we got to give George Pickens credit there. That was big in terms of growth for George Pickens in my eyes. Let's get to a little bit of the comments. Nick Herbig, Sleeping Lady. I believe Steelers are 7-1 in the division. No, they are 5-1. You're right. They only have one loss though in the division. They are 5-1, 6 divisional games. That makes the Steelers basically almost undefeated, a 5-1 record within this AFC North division. Sean, say the Steelers get in here, dude. What do you think, bro? Do you think that the Pittsburgh Steelers are gonna have a shot here? TJ may be out, but hey, the Browns and the Baltimore Ravens are both in the playoffs. Do you like their chances to play those types of teams?
Absolutely. The Steelers are hot right now, man. The other teams are all they're not as hot as this team right now. And if I was anybody else in the postseason, I would not want Pittsburgh coming to town, bro. No way.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. Let's get to some more of this here. Najee Harris, guys, 26 carries for a buck 12 and a tutty. Big time day for Najee Harris, his second consecutive 100-yard game, his second game where he was really the bell cow runner, guys. We have to give it to Najee Harris. These have been some of the best couple games in a row that I've seen from Najee Harris. Complete runner, running downhill, being aggressive. Sean, what do you think about Najee's performance? And we'll get to some of you guys' comments here in 1 minute after Sean talks about Najee.
Man, I'm really impressed with Najee. The guy's really running like he has a chip on his shoulder. And I think bringing in that 1-2 punch with Jalen Warren really opened up that can of worms with him. He's got something to prove, not only to the team and the rest of the NFL, but maybe to himself, because he found himself with the starting job possibly in jeopardy. So it really brought out that chippy, gritty edge to that Harris that I've been waiting to see. And it's nice when he lowers his shoulders and goes straight ahead, not around.
Yeah. That's the type of running you want to see Najee Harris do. Downhill over and over and over again, wearing down that defense of these opposing teams. That's what you want, and it was paying big dividends there late in the game. Najee had wore them down. Yeah, he was having no success running to the edges, but nobody was. What was going on with Jalen Warren? Do you think it was just because of the weather, or was Jalen Warren having a little bit of a maybe big game jitters? I mean, he was fumbling the ball around quite often, several times. What do you think about that, Sean?
I was wondering if the field is, if it was kind of muddy conditions or a little bit slippery from that rain, and which seems like it came down pretty good the whole game. But Jalen relies on that shiftiness, and when you don't got good footing, man, you're not going to have that shiftiness, and it took away from his game. And he's
No
not as
doubt.
powerful and big as Najee, and I think he kind of got a little taste of being very limited today, and it affected his game, bro. That's what I think.
Yeah, he was limited on what he could do. He was trying, spinning around with the ball being wet. It definitely hurt him a little bit. Again, guys, Steelers win 17-10 in a must-win situation here in Week 18. It gives your Steelers a little bit of hope moving forward into tomorrow's slate of games. You do have the Texans and Colts game tonight. That ain't going to really matter in the outcome here, but we'll see how things go. Let's get to some of the comments again, guys. Put some of the comments in there. I'll try to get to most of them as we go. Nova, see the difference with Pickens now, laughing and joking with Mason. Exactly, that's what we were talking about, Nova, for sure. Good spirits from George. Doug says, AQ, good thing Samalu's second level blocking is awesome. Bad things. When will Najee realize he isn't faster than anyone? Dan Moore fucking blows. Absolutely, guys. Absolutely blows, man. And we got to continue to say that. He had some big miscues. And I agree with you, Doug, AQ, in the chat. What did you think, Sean, about this line's overall performance? I did think Isaac Samalu got to the second level. He was playing well. I thought in general it was a good performance, but you saw some of them blitzes get in there, especially from some of the defensive backs. And then you saw Mason Cole suck again in my eyes. He made a few key mistakes in this game. And then you saw Dan Moore Jr. miss some pressures. Daniels wasn't able to slide over and catch that defender coming in on the blitz. What do you think overall about this offensive line, Sean?
Think they did really good for the conditions. Again, it's hard to have your footing up there in the mud, and they did the best they could do. They gave Mason enough protection to give the receivers enough time to get open, and he made the key throws when it was time. And they did a great job by opening up the holes for Najee to keep smashing up the middle. They struggled obviously when they were trying to pull off the line and run over to the edge, but that's a given. You can't be doing that in that weather. And which
Yeah.
it's alarming to me that Sullivan was still calling those plays after. I mean, how many attempts did we see on that edge that failed every single time?
Yeah,
A lot.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Biz, thanks for the donation, brother. Always much appreciated. The Biz says it's gonna be rough for some teams because we're a big time run team, and I think that the Steelers have found their identity, Sean, running the damn football, even in good conditions. You want to use that. That was their best friend today, keeping Huntley off the field, and it paid big for them running the football. They ate up a lot of minutes on a couple of those drives, and that was big because the Baltimore Ravens did have some success here and there, especially toward the late stages, but that's kind of garbage time. They were moving it around there. But the Steelers defense, they were able to prevail. So we'll say. All right, Nova Racer, as long as mediocre Mikey doesn't put Jenny two gloves back in. I love that, Nova. Yeah, no doubt. Guys, Mason Rudolph, let's be honest. And Sean, you can chime in here too once I'm finished with this one. But I feel like Mason Rudolph has absolutely solidified his spot as the Pittsburgh Steelers starter. There is no way Kenny is going to be input into this game, into any more games moving forward if the Steelers have them. He has lost that job for this year. We'll say that. Mason Rudolph delivered a bullet, a nice throw to DJ on that 71-yard touchdown pass. That was the longest pass from scrimmage, the longest play from scrimmage that the Baltimore Ravens had allowed all season. What do you think, Sean? Jenny Two Gloves coming back in, or big stud Mason? Is he here to stay for the entirety of the season if they have any more games?
Well, if they put Pickett back in there, I will lose my mind because Mason is doing so great. I'm a Mason fan right now. The guy, he's got a great story building right now. The guy's been, I mean, you got Pickens out there screaming that I don't get the ball in his first year or two of the game. And look at Mason, man. He's been in the game for how long? And with the Steelers, like over 5 years, right? And he's finally just now getting the ball. And the guy doesn't have any complaints. He's staying poised. He's always positive. I'm really liking what I see with Mason. I hope he sticks around in Pittsburgh.
Me too. We'll see how the offseason goes. And as for this year, continue to climb, continue to show your worth, continue to be that leader. And he has the support from that offense. When you see people not get the football like George Pickens, and everybody still stand in there, play, be a real team player. Guys, that matters. That's big. And that's a difference you see in this ball club right now moving forward. You see a tight knit group forming, and you can't ask for much more. Kevin says, yes, sir, we needed this. I'm proud of how our Steelers fought today. Let's get the help we need and please. Shout out Mike Drop Sports family. Shout out to you, Kevin, too. Thank you, buddy.
Kevin.
Biz, we win and KP still living in people's minds. Yeah, I agree, man. It is for sure. He does. And I don't think we need to worry about it anymore, Biz. I think that's about it for sure. I think it's solidified. It's Mason Rudolph's spot for sure. I definitely don't want to hear much more Kenny talk for the rest of the season. I want to continue to enjoy these wins and continue to watch Mason grow and continue to watch him thrive in this offense that's now become a high powered offense, if you ask me. Today's not indicative of that. The weather conditions determined this game and how it was played. Sleeping Lady, Najee has always been reliable and protects the football. Absolutely, no doubt, man. Nova Racer, this whole team looks different with Mason. He's a leader, and we are lacking that, especially on offense. No doubt, brother. The
Yeah.
Ravens don't want to see the Steelers in the playoffs. I don't think so either. We'll get to this comment from the Biz, and then we'll talk a little bit more. Loving the big win, hoping this is a chance for us to sneak in and upset some teams. Also gives me an excuse to check out other games next week. I agree, man. This is going to make football fun for us this weekend. And Sean, now that we have secured this win, what's your thoughts? Do you think they're going to get this help? What do you think? And which game do you think is going to provide that outcome that boosts the Steelers into this playoff bracket?
I'm hoping the Miami Dolphins show up and beat the Bills, and then Pittsburgh walks right into the playoffs. Same thing with the Jaguars. You know, if they lose that game, those are the main two ways Pittsburgh's getting in. It's going to be one of those
Yeah,
two games. So, and
yeah.
hopefully one of them comes through for them because we may not make it in still. This might be it.
Yeah, 10-win team not making the playoffs. That doesn't happen often. Usually you get to double digits, you got a good chance. So, And look at how the Bills are setting up. They go into Miami, they get that win. They could be the 2 seed of the playoffs, which we don't want to see. We want to see that Bills loss, but we'll see how it all plays out. AQ Doug says this crew was afraid to throw any flags. I wonder why. Yeah, this was the crew, Sean, that was in Detroit that made that big blunder in the Dallas Cowboys Detroit Lions football game. And I don't even know if it was actually a big blunder because of the way they actually called out on the loudspeaker or whatever. The referee 70 reported as eligible, not 68. And yeah, they would have covered him if so. So I don't know how big of a blunder it was, but that's exactly why, Doug, that they were afraid to throw it because they were under so much scrutiny for the whole week.
Yeah.
Nova, how about Mason with a stiff arm today? Get off me, boys. Shades of 7. Yeah, no doubt. Hey, how about that, guys, too? Let's talk about that. Sean, what did you guys think about that? Mason, standing in the pocket yet again, taking hits. Did you think he still had that poise yet for the third week in a row? I liked it. I thought he still maintained that. What do you like about, or do you like that about him? Do you think he's still doing that 3 weeks later?
Yeah, he's standing in the pocket while the walls are closing in on him, and he's keeping
Mhm.
his eyes downfield. He's not looking over his shoulder at all. He has full trust in his line, and he also has full trust in himself. He's really confident with his own ability, and that's why he's able to stand there and be able to make the throw, even while defenders are pulling on his jersey and his arm. He's reminding me of Big Ben Roethlisberger in a way, bro. Like I saw it today. They were pulling on his arm. He still got the ball out and made the completion, moved the
Yeah.
chains. He's doing awesome.
And two guys, look at how they talk about Patrick Mahomes, guys like that with different arm angles throwing the football. You saw that today from Mason Rudolph, able to slide around defenders, dinking, dunking, getting things out that otherwise would be tackles for loss, sacks, bad plays, negative plays that set you behind the chains, things you don't want to happen. And it was big. Kevin, hit the like button. Yes, no doubt, guys. Everybody here, Mike Drop Sports, hit that like button, share it. Everybody, comment, like, share, whatever, subscribe. We appreciate it so much, and it's becoming really, really fun having all these conversations with you guys. It's really, really a good time. Terrence Pickens, yeah, Mason is QB1, no doubt. Terrence, I agree, no doubt. Jenny Two Gloves, everybody's laughing about that. Nova Racer made that up. Scoops Nova, he made that up. That was his thing. Biz, I mean, to be real, Mason hasn't done anything that Kenny didn't do. I don't know why people are acting like he's been beating all these real teams. Mason beat 2 garbage teams and then beat Baltimore. I don't know. I don't think I'm like pumped up and saying like that he's beat super great teams. I just like the poise and I like the way he's played. And Baltimore's defense today still was pretty much Baltimore's defense with the scheme and all that. And I just like the way he played. Yeah, the weather conditions had a little bit of effect, but that poise in the pocket, I think that translates to any team that he plays. And yeah, you're going to play teams with certain amounts of pressure and all that stuff, better guys, better edge rushers, what have you. But hey, I really liked him. But let's talk about a little bit here too. Najee Harris on that 6 yard touchdown run there in the first quarter. I think that really got things going. You had a little bit of Baltimore coming back there. They scored in the second quarter. But Sean, what did you think about this entire defensive effort as a whole? Did you think being banged up that they still were able to just put the clamps down when they needed to? Or do you think if they go into these playoffs, they're going to really, really bleed? Do you think that they showed some holes today? What do you just think about this defense as a whole?
I think the defense is ready to go and ready to play again next weekend if they can get in. Everybody's stepping up and they're all showing confidence, and that's all you really need. Yeah, you're going to have star players go down. That happens every year for every team, and that's why we have that saying in Pittsburgh: "Next man up." And these guys are
Mhm.
waiting for the opportunity, and what better way to do it? And then at the end of the year, when the postseason is on the line and everybody's tuned in, these guys want to get their paychecks. They want to be on the field. This is a golden opportunity to go out there and show what you can do. So I
Yeah,
think they're going to be fine. Show
I
up.
do too. Yeah, I think they're going to be okay. They are beat up. Hopefully, Minka comes back. Sean, if you see any comments you like to comment on or talk about, feel free to do that. You can look through too.
Yeah,
Mike Drop
yeah.
Sports. I asked for a knockdown game at the bank between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens for my birthday, and I got it. Happy birthday to Tyler, guys. Happy birthday to him. That is awesome. Thank you,
Happy
Tyler.
birthday, bro.
Yeah, Tyler, awesome. Tyler always commenting. Thanks, Biz. Appreciate you, bro. I think that was you. Yeah, I think that was you. Yeah, Biz. Biz with the donation, a couple more pennies because I love your podcast. I always look forward to listening to your show. We appreciate you, Biz. Thank you so much, buddy. Let me
Yeah,
heart that.
on that comment about, you don't really see what Mason brings that Kenny, that didn't bring. I think that what Mason is bringing that's different is that confidence, bro. And it's something that simple that if you can bring it out there on the field, the other guys around you, they vibe with it. And then it builds their confidence. And you start seeing these longer drives. We weren't seeing these long, 8 to 10 play drives that are knocking off 6, 7 minutes off the clock with Kenny Pickett. And if you did, you had to wait until the fourth quarter a lot of the times to see it. And it's nice to see these drives early in the game with Mason. And I think that's about the biggest factor that Mason's providing out there over that Kenny Pickett wasn't bringing to the table. But I just wanted to, reiterate a little bit on that. And I appreciate your comment, bro. You seem like you got a lot of good things to bring to the table.
Yeah, Biz always got some good comments for sure. Nova says it's even better that we are winning with the banged up defense. That is true, and that is huge, guys. They are having that true next man up type mentality, guys, and that's big. I think they are really making a stand, and when you have those injuries and you're able to overcome it, you're beat up at inside linebacker, beat up on the back end. You got guys like Patrick Peterson filling in with excellent leadership and communication. You're able to put it together, and that's what a team is all about. And I know that's corny and cliche sometimes, but it takes a whole team, man. It takes everybody, and it don't matter if you just come off the couch last week or what. And these guys are proving that, and it's really shining through this week, especially in the Baltimore game. Nova Racer Mason equals leadership and confidence. Exactly, no doubt. Mark Steeple, Mason sees downtown field, and you can tell he has the locker room. Exactly, man. That's it too. I do too, like that, Sean. I like that vision. I like that um, aggressive nature to take the shot, and I think we were lacking that throughout the season. I think now that you incorporate this into that offense, it becomes a dangerous offense. It becomes an offense that can score from anywhere on the field, and I think you're going to need that moving forward. Um, how would you like the Pittsburgh Steelers here moving into, say they do go to Miami and play? Do you think now that the Steelers with Mason Rudolph, Sean, or you think they are able to compete in a track meet type game if they get in one of those shootout type games? Do you think they're able to compete now like that since they have maybe an offense that can put up some points?
I think the weather would play a part in that. In Miami, it's usually clear, and they'd have a better shot of having a shootout in Miami than they did today in Baltimore. But
Yeah, weather.
I wouldn't want to do a shootout with Miami. You got to go out there and stick to the game plan. You got to utilize the run game and keep that offense off the field as much as you can.
Yeah, I agree. You got if you're gonna have a shootout, I don't want to have it against Miami and Tyreek Hill and all them if Waddle plays. Yeah, I know we got some weapons too, but if you're the Steelers, you go out and do what the Ravens did to them, punch them in the damn mouth, get them set back, on their heels and attack them and don't let up. And that's what I think too. The Pittsburgh Steelers got it. They're slowly coming out of that, but sometimes they take their foot off the gas, and it sometimes gets you in trouble. You got to hammer down in the NFL. You can't let up. That's for sure. Dylan Sarvia, sorry if I mispronounce it. Sarvia, sorry. I got the phone's pretty far away. I'm trying to see it. Love seeing the the same run play because it was working. It was working, and they were hammering it up the middle for sure. Yeah, I think that, they were doing what they needed to do today just because of the weather. The weather really dictated this game. Again, guys, put your comments in there, all that fun stuff. Like and share the video. This is Mike Drop Sports. I'm Jason. That's Sean. We're here every post game after the Steelers. We do a live show on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. So you're all welcome to come and join us on those days also. Let's get to Nova. What you say there? There is nobody that scares me if we do get in. I have a whole different confidence and feeling now with Mason. Even if we get down a score, I don't worry now. I agree. Sean, do you think that the Steelers can compete with anybody inside this AFC bracket? They've beat Baltimore now twice. I know this wasn't full strength Baltimore, but they did beat them full strength once. Do you think that the Steelers are going to have trouble with anybody, or do you think that they're going to be able to compete and not just get wiped out? Do you think they're going to have a chance against anybody inside this bracket if they get lucky and get in?
Yeah, I think the Steelers can play anybody and beat anybody in the NFL right now. The biggest enemy the Steelers has is themselves. If they're going out there and they're calling horrible play calls, kind of like we saw a few today, and they're not sticking to the right game plan, that's shooting yourself in the foot. And I think that they can be their own worst enemy here. And situational football seems to be a problem with Tomlin. That always scares me too. So, but yeah, when it comes to answering your question, I think the Steelers can beat anybody in the NFL. I feel like they're one of
Yeah.
the hottest teams going into the playoffs right now if they get in.
Yeah, they're hot. We'll see how the injury to TJ Watt affects this team because it will, guys. He is the best defender on the planet. I don't care what anybody says. I will go to the death saying that, at least, oh, excuse me, right now as it stands in the NFL. He is a game changer. He is a noticeable difference consistently on defense. And like it or not, I think he's the best defender out there. Let's go to some of these team stats, Sean, that we see. The Steelers, yet again, even in a muddy day, Sean, put up 289 yards of total offense against the Baltimore Ravens, 224. So the Steelers still almost with a 300-yard performance. Uh, Big time day, man. 155 yards rushing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's big. And the Steelers today in muddy waters, guys, bad conditions, average 4.7 yards per play. I feel like that's a pretty good statistic. And the Steelers held the Baltimore Ravens to 3.9 yards per play. That's big, guys. That's big, in my opinion. And I know the weather came through and definitely played a big role. Um, Perry Ellis, Mason won the starting job tonight, and if that's not good enough for any of the doubters, then wait till next week when the Steelers play the Dolphins or whoever in the playoffs. Hey, you might be right, Perry, for sure, buddy. All right, let's see here. Sorry, guys, the comments are jumping around a little bit. I was way behind. We beat them at full strength with Jenny Two Gloves. Yeah, you're right, Nova. We did, and I like our chances. Nah, Biz at Nova. Okay, they were talking back and forth. Nova Racer, absolutely. Sean, mediocre. Mikey has some, yeah, situational football worries. Yeah, guys, I'm sorry. Mike Tomlin has some situational problems, and they shine through every week. You can see that. Guys, if you have literally a fourth down and inches in a game like today when you're able to run the football and you're able to just do a quick quarterback sneak, I don't know. I know it was deep in our territory, but when you're playing for your football yeah, your football season continuing. I don't know. I think you go for it. What do you guys think about that call from Mike Tomlin? Do you think that that was the correct decision when you wheel a guy out there in Presley Harvin who can't hit a damn 30-yard punt half the time as an NFL punter? What do you think about that, Sean? That decision Tomlin made. Do you think it was the right one? And do you think that Presley Harvin's a bag of turds?
I feel like that actually put us in a bad spot because that was a horrible punt for one. Didn't even
20
pin him
yard net.
anywhere.
20 yards. 20 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I swear I can do that with my left foot, bro, and I'm right-footed. I swear I could punt better than that, and it's horrible. But yeah, Tomlin should have ran the ball. He should have just ran straight up the middle and got the damn first down because the offensive line was dominating. Run right behind Broderick Jones, or Samalu. I saw Samalu 8 to 10 yards past the line of scrimmage multiple times. I mean, those are the guys you run behind, and they should have done it. I was irritated, bro. That's what I was referring to when I say the situational football is garbage with Tomlin.
Yeah, it is, no doubt. Biz just put a good comment in there, and I want to get it out here and talk about it. Since we won the game, I want to ask about the larger narrative. Sorry, guys. I want to ask about the larger narrative related to Mike Tomlin and allowing Mitch to start over Mason. There seems to be some issues with talent management and evaluation. Yeah, guys, you've heard me on the channel. You guys that listen to me every day, listen to Sean when we do the live shows. We've all said we're not sure where that the talent evaluation went wrong here. You have a guy in the building 6 years. You should know something about him. And I think Mike Tomlin was misguided a little bit by the Buffalo Bills head coach Sean McDermott on Mitchell Trubisky. And I think he put a little bit too much stock into what Sean McDermott gave him or talked to him about Mitchell. And I think Mitchell Trubisky came in here and got a little bit too much confidence from the Pittsburgh Steelers organization. And I think that that is a problem. And I want to know, guys, what you think about that. Do the Steelers need to really reevaluate their talent evaluation portion of their franchise and who does this and maybe make some changes there? What do you think, Sean? Do you think that this has been a huge miss putting Mitchell Trubisky in there and not allowing Mason Rudolph to get a chance? Do you think
Yeah,
that that could have cost us our season?
yeah, totally. When they put Mitch back in there, I was really irritated because I wanted to see Mason over Mitch. I'm done with Mitch, and I was done with him before he even started in Pittsburgh. I can't believe they brought him in. He's I don't know, and not and let alone they paid him $10 million. The guy's got $10 million coming to him, and that's the only reason I feel like they're even starting him. They feel like they paid him this much money, they want to go out there and utilize him. But the guy brings nothing but L's, man, and I wish that he never would have came to this franchise at all.
Yeah, I've never been a Mitchell Trubisky fan. I was hoping and praying that he had a little bit left in the tank, that he would have revitalized his career here in Pittsburgh, but that seemed to not happen. That was a good question, Biz, and we are going to have to talk about that further for sure later on down the line as this offseason grows more and more near every day. So we will get the chance to really have some big conversations about that and dig deep into that scouting department and all that kind of stuff. Let's talk a little bit too about some first downs. The Steelers made 16 first downs today. 6 of 15 on third down for the Steelers today. Didn't have any fourth down conversions to speak of, and 62 total plays. Here's a big number I didn't like, and they haven't had this problem in the last 2 weeks. They allowed 3 sacks. Was that a product of the weather, Sean? Was that a product of the line just sucking, or a product of the Baltimore defense and its scheme?
I think it was a mixture of both, more of the scheme than it was the weather. They were really mixing it up on the line of scrimmage. They were showing that they were going to rush, then they'd drop back in coverage. They would show that they're going to do zone, then they'd bring in the blitz. They were mixing it up, and they did a good job. They tried to take Pittsburgh down today with their secondary, which wasn't enough. And I kind of knew that before we were going into this game. And I also knew it would be a close one. But yeah, I was expecting a few sacks here and there. Absolutely. Good
Yeah, and
scheme.
the turnover battle today too, Sean. 2 for 2, both teams. 2 turnovers, 2 fumbles lost. No interceptions, which is shocking in today's weather. That's for sure. But here's the big statistic that stands out yet again, guys, for a third straight week. 34, 34 minutes, 54 seconds of total time of possession for your Pittsburgh Steelers. That's big, big, big. That's probably the most staggering, the most meaningful statistic for me as this team in their 3 game win streak now. What about you, Sean? What about that time of possession? Is that very meaningful for you or what? What do you, I mean, come on. They are really putting on a show with the time of possession.
Yeah, that's what we need. We need to keep the other team's offense off the field because we haven't had the highest scoring offense in Pittsburgh. And that's another thing that I feel like Mason can bring to the table is he keeps them out there longer, man. And we're controlling the ball. We haven't been doing that with Mitch or with Kenny the whole season, and it's a nice change. You know, it's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. And why Biz brought up a good point too. I was reading through some of the comments. I'm going to try to get to them all, but guys, but it's like going a little bit sometimes fast and then I lose where I'm at. But Biz brought out, why do you keep rushing Najee to the edge? I'm not sure why they do that. I'm not sure why they were doing that at all, man. If the weather is bad, you can't cut. You can't get that edge. That's not what you George Pickens barely did it, and he's a tall, lengthy guy, and he barely was able to get that foot in the ground and get that cut. But yeah, I'm not sure why they did that. But guys, let's talk. I can't stand this Presley Harvin bullshit. Why in the world did you see, Sean? I don't know if you've seen on the broadcast. Danny Smith tearing into Presley Harvin's ass when he is coming off the field after that 20-yard shank putt. Then he goes out there and punts 128 or 30 yards. Do you think the Steelers should just cut his damn ass now and try to bring somebody off the street? I mean, anybody can do that. I mean, is it that bad? I think he cost you significant field position at times. What do you think about this dumbass?
Starting to wonder why Tomlin hasn't pulled him yet already. Yeah, the guy's trash. He's not pinning any other offense back in the end zone or deep in the red zone, I should say. I really do believe that I could do the job better, and I've never been in the NFL, nowhere near that caliber. I swear, though, I could go punt that ball better than the rest of you. I know I
Oh,
could.
hey, we were at WVU by my house. My kids, we coach youth football and all that stuff. And WVU, the University of West Virginia, graciously allowed our youth football team to be able to go in and use the indoor facilities and shit. And I will say this, I am 43 years old and I was kicking 40-yard punts. And that's what the college ball. Come on now. And I'm not no superior athlete by any stretch of the imagination. I don't suck, but I ain't good. And I'm 43 years old. If I can hit the ball 40 yards consistently, come on now. There's a damn problem. Let's
Yeah.
get out of this. Yeah, Biz, we do need a new punter, buddy. Yeah, Nova brings up a good point here, guys. If we are going to have this banged up defense moving forward, and Sean, you chime in here too after this. If you are going to be moving forward with a banged up defense, you have to get first downs. You have to have that time of possession. That is going to be more imperative than ever. What do you think, Sean? What should be the Steelers' game plan going late into the season? They make the playoffs. Should it be that run first philosophy, or should they let Mason Rudolph attack the edges? What do you think? I think time of possession means more than anything than putting up a lot of points. What do you think?
Yeah, if they're playing a team like Miami, they got to utilize the running back and keep the other offense off the field for sure. Plus, we got, I mean, Najee and Warren, those guys are beast mode right now. And, kind of like Mason, you want to ride the hot hand, well, you got to stick with the hot game plan. And that in Pittsburgh is running the ball and controlling the time of possession. And that's what you'd want to do against a team like Miami. I think each and every team that you play, you gotta kind of like adjust your game scheme, your
Mm,
plan of attack. And I think that's key with Miami. If they were to go to Miami, you got to run the ball, make Najee just punish their defense the whole game, just kind of like what we
yeah,
saw today.
Yeah, hit him in the mouth, man. I like that. JD, there has to be a punter sitting at home that can do better. You ain't lying, bro. Terrence Pickens. Yeah, whatever the kicker's name is, he's hot garbage, Ben. He's been all year. No doubt, Terrence. Nova Racer says that Presley Harvin's been Tomlin's pet. And yeah, who's that punter that was from Buffalo, guys, that was super good? His name's on the tip of my tongue and I can't think about it. But they could have picked his ass up, I think. He was super good. And then he got hung up with some bullshit. Somebody accused him of something, ended up not being true. All that fun shit in today's world. My AQ Doug, when I was in the seventh or eighth grade, I got my first starter jacket, Miami Dolphins. I might have to find it tomorrow. If you still got that damn thing, Doug, awesome. My first starter jacket, guys, was a Green Bay Packers starter jacket, and it got stole out of my locker in junior high school from a girl named Ryan Wyatt. And shout out to you if you watch this. But dude, yeah, her grimy ass wore it in the hallway, and I seen it, and I was gonna go ask for it back or take it back, but it was dirty and I didn't want it. So hey, it is what it is. But thanks to her for stealing my first starter jacket. I truly appreciate you. It was the biggest waste of $135 that I've ever had in my entire life. Thank you. Biz, I agree. Najee and Warren will keep the clock in our favor as well as open up the passing game. Absolutely. Perry Ellis, I expect the Steelers to bring back Blitzburg next week in the defense because of the loss of TJ Watt. Utilize the blitz on defense and force Tua to make fast decisions. I agree, no doubt. No doubt. Guys, has anybody heard anything about TJ Watt injury? I'm going to try to Google it here while we're going. Anything else, Sean, that was important to you about this football game that you want to bring up? You go ahead. But guys, also, this is Mike Drop Sports. Put your comments in there. Like and share the page. Subscribe if you're not already, and let us know what you're thinking here about today's football game. Sean, anything else that you really thought stood out today?
Yeah, the fact that they went out to a hostile environment and got the W that a lot of people didn't think it was going to happen, even though it was a bunch of secondary people playing. But one of the main things that stood out to me is the lack of injuries. We did lose TJ today, but I'm fingers crossed it's something small and it's going to be back. But there wasn't a bunch of injuries out there today, and that's always huge to me. I don't like seeing people get hurt, and that was my number one. And it's really unfortunate that TJ left the field, but at least he was able to walk off the field, on his own power. So I do
Yeah, I
like
got a
that.
little bit too, Sean. It just came up. you can finish what you were saying. I just wanted to tell you while you were talking there. Grade 3 MCL sprain knee injury to the left knee.
Mm.
Yeah, and that he was ruled out. I'll have to do a little bit of research on the MCL and the grade 3. Um, I'm not sure. Is that a complete tear? I don't know. I'm not an orthopedics guy. I have to do research on the orthopedics. What do you think about that, Sean? Grade 3 MCL knee sprain after leaving win over Ravens.
I'm gonna guess he's gonna be out at least 2 to 3 weeks. That's my guess. I don't know, but it does not sound good. And it's his knee. And when you're on the edge and you're rushing the quarterback every play, you got to have good knees. So he may be out, for the remainder of the season. Um,
Southeast Los Angeles for life. But if TJ needs a damn knee, just say the word. I'll cut mine off and right effing now and give it to it. No doubt, bro. Me too. I don't want to see our team get beat the hell up without TJ. That sucks. Nova sprain knee. TJ will come back on one leg if we make the playoffs. Biz, I feel confident if we get to the playoffs. I do too, man. I really do. Let's start winding this live show down a little bit here as we move toward close to about 40, 45 minutes here. We appreciate you guys so much. Biz, thanks for the donations. As always, buddy. Feels so good when you do that. That makes me feel good. Like people really like the show. I thank you so much. I really enjoy talking with you guys. Again, anything else you guys want to talk about, put it in there. Southeast Los Angeles for life. I think low key Marcus Golden stepped up good. Yeah, Sean, what do you think about that? I thought that Marcus Golden came in, fired the hell up with serious energy, making plays, recovered a fumble, flying around. If he would have took the jump step in instead of out on the one play, he would have smeared Huntley or batted a pass down and caused another turnover. It was literally just that step, one side, one in and one out. What did you think about the play of Marcus Golden today, number 44 for your Pittsburgh Steelers?
Clutch, stepping up when we needed it. They were struggling there for a minute, and Baltimore was kind of showing a new emergence of life. And by Golden making that play, it kind of smacked them right back down to reality and humbled them. And it couldn't have come in a better time. And on that note, I also wanted to say that Rowe and Miles Jack were all flying all over the place and making plays too. These are the guys that we're talking about that are, the next man up. They're stepping up. They really want to make a name for themselves and contribute to this team. And that's nice to see, So yeah, hats off to Golden, man. And that was key. That was clutch.
No doubt, guys. I thought Marcus Golden's play was big. Nova Racer puts about, we were talking about the other day, Nick Herbig and Highsmith and all that stuff. We were talking, Sean, during the game about we wanted to see a little bit of Herbig. We hadn't seen him in the game really, special teams. And you were like, there you go. When TJ went down, yeah, that sucks. But hey, but Herbig did, I think you needed to insert Herbig a little bit into this game a little bit more. Maybe that would have been I don't know who of the Steelers to do. But anyway, it is neither here nor there. Nova Racer Colts are rolling. Yeah, I haven't been watching it or anything. I don't even have the game ticker up here because there isn't a ton of games going on. We need all the outside linebackers. You're right, Nova. Colts run game cooking. Jonathan Taylor back to full strength, huh, Doug? It seems like it's Southeast Los Angeles for life. I love me some Pat Peterson, but good gosh, bro, grab your balls and tackle. Yeah, he ain't a stud on the tackling. No doubt. And guys, I thought Levi Wallace didn't have a bad game. Joey Porter had a good game. I thought as a whole, the secondary played decent. We talked all week on the show about sitting on them short to intermediate routes in the middle, and I felt like they didn't do a really great job with that at times. They held their own when they had to, so it is what it is. All right, Sean, give us your closing thoughts about today. Anything else you want to talk about with the Steelers? Who cares? Anything you want to say?
Hey man, I just feel like it's a great way to end the season if it is coming to an end for Pittsburgh because we don't know what's going to happen yet, and if that is the last we see, good job on going out there and getting a win in the hostile environment. We swept the Ravens this year. That's a positive note. I don't care if their starters weren't all in there or not. They still got swept, and they can't say anything to us Steelers fans about that. Steelers, they did really good this year in the AFC North. And the fact that the rest of the AFC North is so ranked, ranked so high in the power rankings is mind-boggling to me that they have Pittsburgh so far in the pack. They're ranking them like 23 to 25, and But man, you put Pittsburgh up against these teams and watch them smack them right in the mouth. And I think that's just the way to go out, to fighting your ass off, and you can hold your head high and say we did the best we could with what we had, and hopefully they get another shot to go out there and do some damage in the postseason.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope these games work out. And tomorrow, guys, we get a full slate of games that really mean some big things for your Pittsburgh Steelers. We have the early game. The Jacksonville Jaguars travel to Tennessee to take on the Titans, a team that's fired up. People talking about them losing, and Mike Vrabel wasn't real happy with it, and he seems to really have this team fired up. That's where I like this team to get that loss that they so desperately need to get in the playoffs. I'd like to see the Texans and the Steelers get in, is what I would like to see. But according to these guys, I think it might be the Colts. So we'll see how that goes. Thanks, guys, again. Hit the like button again. Share it. If you didn't see it live, you'll get to see it later, I'm sure. So it'll load up. But all in all, good game, man. And as always, Sean, I appreciate you coming on with me, buddy. Thank you so much. I appreciate
Oh,
that.
thanks for having
Uh,
me, Ben.
yeah, anytime, my friend, always. Biz, I'm sure they'll do a show, donate to live show to make it to the playoffs, win or lose. Yeah, guys, we're going to be doing these shows we're going to keep rocking it, man. You guys are awesome to talk to. So we're going to, we're going to keep doing these shows no matter what. We'll keep doing everything here as normal, no matter what happens. We'll see how it all pans out. Doug put a AQ, he put a good comment in there. Only one loss in the toughest division in football. Amen. I think it was. Good teams, top to bottom. You even had the Bengals with Joe Burrow out, and they still competed, and they were still there to the very last 3 weeks of the season. You have the Cleveland Browns emerging with a guy like Joe Flacco. This division just finds ways to win. And if you're in the playoffs and you're facing an AFC North team, God bless you, because I think you're going to have your damn hands full. That's just all I think. So, hey guys, until next time, I'm Jason.
And I'm Sean, guys.
All right, until next time, man, we appreciate having you, and we'll see you on the next one, which will be Wednesday for our live show. We'll see you in our daily content every day. So, comment, share, and like it, and all that good stuff. All right, Sean, we'll see you, buddy. See you, everybody.
All right, thanks, guys. Thanks, Jason.
Peace.
Have a good one.
Yeah, man. See you guys.